Hello, today we're gonna present an integrative exercise about the company Tea Garden. We are gonna start with the market diagnosis, where the current market station and situation of Tea Garden is where wellness and personal care industry is growing rapidly and driven by consumers increasing focus on health, self-care and emotional well-being. However, the market is highly saturated with many brands offering similar natural and wellness propositions. We can see that 1.8 million in 2025 was the growth we had for the wellness and personal care and mental well-being. And well, the competition is very saturated. We have a high competitive rivalry and low barriers to entry, a high buyer power, and a high trade of substitutes. And the key competitors for Tea Garden are the brand Lush, Natura, Swiss Jot, Bath and Body Works, and The Body Shop. And well, the main consumer trends are growing focus on mental wellness and stress relief, and demand of natural, clean, and sustainable ingredients, digital influence, integration of wellness routines, and preference for brands that generate trust and authenticity. Continuing with the pestle analysis, we have in the P political that Mexico has 14 free trade agreements, including USMCA, and foreign discrete investment reached the 36 billion USD dollars in 2023, and also regulatory oversight on health and natural product claims is increasing. In economic, in economic, we have that Mexico's GDP growth has increased in 3.2% in 2023 and inflation in 4.7% in 2024. And the beauty and personal care marketing is growing 5% CAGR. And the wellness market is valued at 54 USD billion dollars. In social, we have that we rising stress levels and mental health awareness and wellness integrating into daily routines. Also, we have preference for natural, safe, and transparent products and demand for self-care and emotional balance. In technological, we have that e-commerce in Mexico grew 24% in 2023, and social media and influencers strongly impact purchasing decisions, and the growth of digital content, reviews, and online communities. And data and personalization improve consumer experience. In environmental, we have that consumers expect sustainable and ethical practices and demand for eco-friendly packaging and responsible sourcing. And also climate change increases pressure for companies to adopt greener operations. And in legal, we have strict regulations on health claims, ingredients, and labeling, and a compliance with the COFEPRIS and international standards is essential. Also, consumers protection laws are strengthening, and intellectual property and brand protection are critical for this. Now, for Porter's five forces, we can see that the competitive rivalry is high because many global, local, and artisanal brands compete with similar natural products. The buyer power is high because consumers are informed, price sensitive, and influenced by digital content. The trade of substitutes is high also because alternatives include pharmaceutical, skincare, beauty brands, and supplement are really essential. The trade of substitutes of new entrants is also high because low barriers to entry through the e-commerce are in, and social media and contract manufacturing. And supplier power is medium because we have multiple suppliers available for raw materials, and quality and sustainability matters.
Well, for the SWOT analysis, we have strengths. Firstly, we have an authentic handmade and natural brand identity, strong alignment with wellness trends, flexible customization as a small company, and presence in multiple distribution channels. For the W that stands for weaknesses, we have lack of clear positioning and differentiation, limited brand awareness compared to global competitors, and no defined consumer ownership, resource countries such as marketing, scale, and innovation. Regarding the opportunities, we have a growing wellness market in Mexico, increasing demand for wellness and stress relief solution, also an opportunity to build behavior-based systems and digital channels that enable niche targeting and direct consumer relationships. Lastly, for threats, we have a high competition and market saturation, strong presence for multinational brands with large budgets, an easy entry of new artisanal brands, consumer skepticism toward generic natural claims, and the price competition and substitution for other cosmetics of this same category. Regarding our main insight, we discovered that tea garden has relevant attributes, but lacks a clear competitive role in the market system. Okay, now for market segmentation, we have three key customer segments identified in the wellness and personal care market. Firstly is the trend driving young consumers, which are the ones from 18 years old to 25 years old. Regarding their demographics, these are students or young individuals with low to medium income, primarily Gen Z. For their behavior, they are highly influenced by trends and influencers and discover products through social media. They seek aesthetic and viral products and they are price sensitive. Regarding their needs, they mostly focus on products that are trendy, fun, and accessible and quick solutions for daily self care. Secondly, we have conscious young professionals from the age of 25 to 35 years old. Regarding their demographics, they are professionals with medium to high income, urban lifestyle, and millennials. For their behavior, they look for functional and effective solutions, and they avoid unnecessary complexity, value natural, safe, and sustainable products, and they are willing to pay for quality and real benefits. For their needs, we have that they want primarily and they are mostly focused on stress relief and emotional balance, simple routines that fit their lifestyle, and trustworthy, transparent brands. Thirdly, we have the wellness oriented adults, which go from 40 to 60 years old. Regarding their demographics, we have adults with stable income and focus on health and well being. They are often women. For their behavior, they prioritize products that improve well being, prefer brands with natural and safe ingredients. And for their needs, they want relaxation, physical and emotional relief, and products that support a healthy lifestyle. Therefore, our key takeaway is that each segment has different driver expectation. Our focus will be on the segment with the highest potential and the biggest strategic for Tea Garden. On this slide, we present the multi-factor matrix used to identify the most attractive segment for Tea Garden. For Tea Garden, we evaluated three segments using five key criteria: size, growth, profitability, strategic fit, and accessibility, each one weighted based on its importance. Looking at the results, trend driving young consumers perform well in size and growth, but fall short in profitability and strategic fit, which limits their overall potential. Wellness oriented adults show moderated performance overall, but lower growth and accessibility make this segment less attractive for strategic and perspective. In contrast, conscious growth professionals clearly stand out. This segment scores consistently high across all criteria, especially in growth and strategic fit, where it reaches the highest possible scores. As a result, it achieves the highest total weighted score of 4.40, positioning it as a very high opportunity. So the key takeaway is that conscious young professionals um, between 25 and 35 represent the strongest opportunity for Tea Garden, as they combine market potential, profitability, and strong alignment with the brand. This is why this segment will be primarily focused on strategic moving forward.
After filtering the total population through the behavioral and relevance criteria, we identify a reachable market of approximately 1.09 million consumers. This is not just a large number. It's a highly specific and valuable segment: urban, digitally active, and already engaged with wellness solutions. What this means is that Tea Garden does not need to chase everyone. It has a clear and scalable niche where demand already exists and aligns perfectly with our value proposition.
This perceptual map positions Tea Garden within the wellness market based on two key dimensions: simplicity and emotional versus functional value. Currently, many competitors either emphasize high functionality with complex approaches or simplicity with limited emotional engagement. Tea Garden is strategically positioned to deliver both high simplicity and strong emotional value. This proposed positioning reflects a brand that offers naturally easy to use products while fostering a meaningful connection with consumers. The goal is to stand out by providing solutions that are not only effective but also emotionally resonant and too easy to incorporate into daily routines. In conclusion, Tea Garden needs and aims to occupy a unique space in the market by combining clarity, trust, and holistic well-being. This slide presents our primary user persona, Sofia Martinez, a 28 years old urban professional with a busy and demanding lifestyle. Sofia represents a growing segment of young consumers who experience high levels of stress and seek simple, effective solutions to improve their well-being. Her main goals include reducing stress and anxiety, improving sleep quality, and maintaining a balanced lifestyle through accessible self-care routines. She faces several pain points such as limited time, information overload, and difficulty trusting overly complex wellness solutions. From a behavioral perspective, Sophia values transparency, product quality, and clear benefits. She prefers brands that communicate honestly and offer practical, easy-to-use integration solutions. This persona highlights the importance of simplicity, trust, and functionality in addressing modern wellness needs.
Now, looking at our benchmark analysis, we compared Tea Garden with key competitors like Lush, Natura, Swiss Just, and Bath& Body Works. And what we found is that each brand has a strong and clear positioning. For example, Lush focused on handmade and ethical products with a strong in-store experience, while Natura emphasized sustainability and social impact. On the other hand, Swiss just builds trust through science and product efficiency, and Bath& Body Works competes through variety, affordability, and fragrance innovation. However, Tea Garden stands out by combining tea-based formulations with a calm, mindful brand essence and a strong sense of authenticity. This leads to a key insight. Tea Garden has a unique opportunity to own the space of emotional well-being through simple, tea-based rituals, something that competitors are not fully leveraging.
Tea Garden will compete through a focused differentiation strategy, targeting stressed young professionals who seek simple and meaningful wellness solutions. Instead of competing on price or mass appeal, we win by being deeply relevant to a specific niche, offering clarity, simplicity, and emotional value. This allows Tea Garden to build a strong defensible positioning where the brand is not just another option, but the go-to solution for everyday emotional balance.
Moving on to competitor mapping, we analyzed where these brands are today and where they are heading. Most competitors are focused on growth, innovation, and expanding their sustainability or product portfolios. For example, Lush and Natura are likely to respond quickly through innovation and purpose-driven strategies, while Swiss Just and Bath& Body Works may focus more on strengthening credibility and retail expansion. In contrast, Tea Garden follows a more focused strategy. Instead of competing on a scale, it aims to build a strong emotional connection with customers through mindful wellness and sensory experience. So, our key takeaway is that Tea Garden's differentiation lies in its simplicity, its tea-based approach, and its emotional positioning, creating unique advantages that is harder for longer competitors to replicate.
Our proposal is the night ritual system, a guided nighttime routine designed to help users to disconnect, relax, and reset naturally. This is not just a product, it's a structured experience that transforms tea into daily ritual integrating emotional, physical, and mental well-being. By owning this ritual, Tea Garden moves from selling products to owning a moment in the consumer's life, creating deeper engagement, habit formation, and long-term loyalty.
Tea Garden doesn't need to grow bigger to compete, it needs to become clearer. Right now, the brand has strong products and a beautiful aesthetic, but its value isn't fully defined in the consumer's mind. And in a saturated market, clarity is what truly creates differentiation. That's where the opportunity comes in. Tea Garden can position itself around a meaningful nightly wellness ritual. It's not just about the product, it's a moment to disconnect, relax, and reset after a stressful day. especially for young professionals who are looking for small, international ways to take care of their mental well being. And if the brand can own this space, this night ritual, it can build a much deeper and more relevant connection with its audience. Because at the end, it's not about being bigger, it's about being more meaningful.
And to conclude, these are our references.